Vinay Ji, Jai Sri Ram.
Jai Sri Ram Ji.
How are you doing?
Awesome. Great.
Great to have you here. Vinay Ji, the political analyst from Toronto, Canada. We are so excited to have him here. He always digs deep into the stuff and comes out. And it's very interesting, Vinay Ji. One full day, more than a day, there was no internet, there was no phone connection for majority of Canada. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
yeah, I had never seen anything like this within a good weather. What happened, Vinayji? What do you think? Yeah,
It's funny that you're asking this question because I've been scratching my head to try to figure out what really happened. Let's talk about the Rogers perspective, and let's look at what could have really happened. Okay, there are many theories about this. So Rogers Vice President Kai Prigg announced in an official statement, we have this was on Friday when the outage happened. So he said, we have no timeline for return of service. We cannot say whether connections will be established today. As of now, we do not have an ETA, expected time of arrival, and we don't have any word on the cause of the outage yet. Okay. And
mhm.
ironically, even on Saturday morning, the telecoms, Rogers had issued another update notifying customers that a vast majority of services had come back online while still providing no answer as to what the cause behind the major disruption was. And on July 9th, that was yesterday at 4:45 p.m., Rogers CEO Tony Steffieri published another update saying that we now believe we have narrowed the cost to a network system failure following a maintenance update in our core network, which caused some of our routers to malfunction early Friday morning. And we disconnected the specific equipment and redirected traffic, which allowed our network and services to come back online. This is his statement. But this is he's blaming maintenance for this whole disaster. Now,
Means the
what are
whole Canada was under this.
exactly? I mean, like the irony of the irony of the outages. Many stores were only accepting cash and credit cards. You probably might have experienced this. I did.
Right.
And fortunately, Thursday, for whatever reason, I never carry cash. On Friday or Thursday, I withdrew about $200 for I don't know what, something must have come to my mind. And then fortunately Friday my transactions were all really went through really well, and no debit card was accepted since it was not going through. ATMs were not working, so could not take out cash. E-transfer was not working, so someone in an emergency to buy medicines or do any urgent transaction with no cash and no credit cards were literally screwed totally.
Wow.
Now the
Yep.
outage disrupted police, including 911, court services, businesses, courier companies, hospitals, Service Canada, Service Ontario, Canada Border Services Agencies, security and alarm companies, airlines, train networks, blah, 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 blah. There were rumors, and this is between you and I, there were rumors
Right.
that this would be a great opportunity for burglars, thieves, fraudsters, and even gangs to victimize people.
Wow. Yeah,
So
true, true.
you can you can imagine.
Because see, what happened was in the morning we got a message saying that don't worry, even though the internet is not working, this is not working, your 911 will work. That
Right.
was a message we got. The police put together this message, but later they had to withdraw this message.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm just kind of wondering, like any guy who had probably entered a house and was burgling, burglaring, and was taking money away or whatever, right? Or if somebody was in an emergency, and if they had only Rogers network, how the heck were they kind of contacting either the
No, it's
911,
Rogers and Fido, both,
Fido as well? Yeah,
and that
Fido
is
is
like 70 to
kind of
80
owned by
percent of.
Rogers, right? Yeah.
How
So
come both companies will have a problem with the same time?
because Rogers is owned by Fido is owned by Rogers.
Right. So
That's it.
naturally, the other brands were also affected.
Correct.
Like the
But
cell phones were also affected, like Chatter and other small brands.
absolutely, absolutely. The three major players in this in Canada are Rogers, Telus, and Bell. Okay, and Telus and Bell are independent, but many of them use. See, Rogers kind of it's monopolizes. Bell monopolizes certain things, right? So many of these cell companies use Rogers or Bell or Telus to kind of piggyback on. So they use their networks. So, for example, Freedom Mobile or Wow Mobile or any of these other smaller companies, they use others to be piggyback on.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are all the conspiracy theories you are going across? Like,
So
what
the
do you find?
the conspiracy theories, I'll just go to one quick thing, okay, before I go to the conspiracy theory, and this is based on a fact, okay. Now, you probably heard of Abacus Data, right? Abacus Data is actually a sampling company. They do a lot of surveys and stuff like that. They do even political surveys and just general surveys, right?
Mhm.
And their data is based on fact. They kind of conduct interviews and whatever and get information based on that. They create a statistical analysis as to what is what, and they give a percentage of things, right? So now they sampled 1,500 Canadians in May of this year, and what they discovered is quite alarming and disquieting, to say the least. 52% say, out of the 1,500 people, right, 52% said that official government accounts of events cannot be trusted. And
Wow.
44% said much of the information we receive from news organizations is false.
Which I
So
agree with
roughly,
you.
so roughly half the population, yeah, half the population do not trust the two key players of established society: government and the news media.
Right.
So now, more than one third, 37%, said they think there is a group of people in this country who are trying to replace native born Canadians with immigrants who agree with their political views. So there are a lot of these things about this sampling and all that. So now, coming to the uh, conspiracy theories, one of the biggest ones that was going around, and this is in Vancouver Times, and Vancouver Times is not a real newspaper or a real
The
website
mainstream
media.
media, not a
It's a
mainstream media.
satirical media. They call themselves a satirical media, which means that most of them, their publications are humorous, and they said that the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, RCMP, identified China as the responsible party. And they also claim that RCMP will issue arrest warrants for the hackers responsible who are connected to the People's Liberation Army. So this was one of the theories.
So Canada will go and arrest Chinese in China. That's
Pretty much, pretty
that's
much.
funny.
Okay. So, but these hackers could be sitting anywhere, right? Whether they're sitting in China, whether they're sitting in the US or in Vancouver. Vancouver has a huge Chinese population, so they could be one of them, right?
And
So that was
people have to know about Chinese population. When you are saying anybody in this video watching, okay, majority of the railroads put in Canada are by Chinese. They were all brought in here centuries back as slaves. Okay,
correct.
you talk about human rights, folks. Okay, you had to come to Canada for it. Okay, so they were brought here as they are living here for generations. They brought in as slaves, and that's they are here for a long, long time. Just for giving you a background, yes, please.
Exactly. I mean, look at the just on your point. Look at the Trans Canada Highway, but it goes from East Coast to the West Coast. And to build that, and also to build the rail network was also very huge in Canada. You need people, you need
Mhm.
laborers, and you're right, absolutely. Your theory, I totally agree with your theory. They brought these people to build those.
Yeah,
Okay.
and blacks too. That became a major thing basically back then.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah, yeah,
imported all the
absolutely.
blacks also.
Yeah, absolutely. And people are apologizing because Canada didn't take today. Trudeau was apologizing because he said Canada didn't enroll black officers in the Canadian Army because during World War II, because obviously due to discrimination. Now today he's apologizing after how many years? 70 years, 80 years.
He is a master of apologizing. He
So
apologizes for a lot of things. So
yeah.
if you have any problem in your home, let him know. He will apologize for that too.
Oh God, I yeah.
So
I'm
no
sure he
problem.
will. I'm sure he
Apologies
will.
are available.
Apologies are available in abundance. In
And
abundance.
his father was directly involved with the Catholic schools that had a massacre of a First Nation child. So
Absolutely.
many things. Okay,
Because
coming back to the subject. Yeah.
yeah. Now the other point, the other one that was going around about the conspiracy theory was about Russians, right? Because obviously Canada has supported Ukraine openly, and Russians for some reason feel that Canada is an easier target than the U.S. So why not attack Canada and teach the rest of the Western countries a lesson, saying that hey guys, we hacked into their system, we disrupted their system, and caused a major outage. Now we can do this to the rest of the world, to the rest of the world that is supporting Ukraine. So
Absolutely.
just watch out.
And on the first day of the Russian war, all the U.S. Companies like Google, YouTube, and many other things shut down their operation in Russia, putting their people in real mess. So maybe this is a revenge for them to take.
Oh yeah, and if you remember, I think it was a month ago or a couple of months ago. I can't recall. Trudeau actually went to Ukraine and he actually met with Ukrainian president, and he actually walked around in Ukraine
Mhm.
in the war torn areas, and kind of came back, and that actually did not go very well with the Russians, and it's all kind of cascading, right?
Mhm.
And now these guys have come back and did this in a much bigger way, and but they've not come out openly and said it, because obviously any act of something like this is an act of war.
Right.
So if it comes out that either Russia did this or China did this, it's an act of war on Canada. So Canada can obviously
Yeah, but
retaliate.
if they take any action against China and China products were stopped here, I don't think North America even can survive without China
Oh
products.
God, no, 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 no. I mean,
Especially now the inflation going through the roof.
exactly. I mean, like the you cannot put an embargo on Chinese products. Impossible, because China has pretty much dominated the every nook and corner of the produce and products that come into Canada.
Right.
So you cannot. So that's the other theory that's going on with Russia being involved, and I personally feel that there is a lot of material to this, and Russians may not come out and say it. And if you recall, there were rumors that Russia was involved in the US elections and things like that. So they have the capability of hacking into systems. They have very superior
Hacking
IT
ability.
IT people, analysts, and stuff like that who are hackers, and they could do this. So I if this comes out later on, and if it's a fact, I will, or even if there's any amount of an iota of truth to this, I would go that route. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Anybody who are watching this, I will want to let you know that there are so many conspiracy theories going on, and that's what we are discussing here. And the Canadian government didn't come out and disclose to what it was, but what was the reason for the shutdown of the majority of Canada's internet and cell phone operations, where how come it shut down all of a sudden? There
Mhm.
was no clear indication or explanation from the Canadian government or from the respective authorities. So, what it could be, can you Are you also suspecting some conspiracies here? Okay, do you think something is being hidden? Go ahead and comment. Okay, we will recommend you. Comment and say us what do you think. Okay, and it's very interesting. Also, do know that if you are watching this video, make sure to subscribe and press the notification button, because nowadays, the recent past, we have started doing a lot of live videos. We do it at different times, as per the Canadian time, London time, Indian time. We do it as and when the timing is available in that country for those people. So we do it round the clock. Okay, so please make sure you click the notification button so that you can get to know. Okay, when as and when there is a live, so that you can participate and you can give a live comments. Okay, so anything else you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to add one thing before we conclude, right?
Mhm.
The Public Interest Advocacy Center. Okay, there's this group called Public Interest Advocacy Center. They called on the CRTC, Canadian Radio and Telecommunications Commission, right? And asked them, requested them to launch an inquiry into the Rogers outage under the Telecommunications Act, because this is a huge thing. The commission replied, yes, we will look into reviewing the request. We are not going to do it. We'll look into it. We will consider it, but we are not going to
Absolutely, they
promise
cannot do
it.
anything against the government anyway.
So this is what CRTC is controlled by the government. So
Yeah, yeah,
obviously they are in cahoots with the Canadian government. They can't
yeah.
just come out and say something bad, right?
Absolutely, and they are in the top 5 list of the democracy rating.
Oh my God, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
by themselves, by themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you, Vinay ji. Appreciate it highly. Okay, I just will recommend
Thanks a
any
lot.
of the people who are. Pardon?
Thanks a lot. Yeah,
Abs-
that's good.
Absolutely. And see, folks, one thing I'll let you know. Is at Bharat Marg we do what do you call? Oh, we do provide Sanskrit education. Okay, free Sanskrit courses are being provided. Okay, and make sure to put your children here, and also we have other gau seva happening, for the members. We do gau seva and other services being provided to provide sanatan dharma, to prachar sanatan dharma. Okay, make sure to take advantage of those things. And see here, the I'm trying to do the Sanskrit class. Okay, it's a free online course. Anywhere in the part of the world you are, you can now become the part of it and do it. We also do a lot of service works. Okay, and make sure to become the part of it. Okay, and ask us if you have any question. You can also message us to +16479644790 only by WhatsApp. Okay, please add this number to WhatsApp, because we also send one dharmic message every day. Make sure you get it, and not only that, you share it with your children and others. And it's a great thing. I hope you will enjoy it, and looking forward to see you shortly. And we have an interesting show coming up in next couple of hours. Make sure to hit the notification button and stay connected. Okay, thank you, Vinay ji, for your time. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Hare
ji.
Krishna.